Heights, an all-out search for the driver who injured a police officer who was caught in the car door when a driver took off from the scene, and now that officer is recovering. The suspect still on the run. Tom Rousey live with the investigation that is happening now. Tom, what's the latest?
Well, Leon, this is where it all started behind me here. Police say the officer approached a vehicle. The suspect took off, but the officer's arm got stuck in the door. The officer was dragged all this distance, and look over there, you can see a tree with some barks missing. That's where the car crashed into the tree, throwing the officer to the ground. Fortunately, his injuries are non-life-threatening, but the suspect is on the loose tonight.
I heard the brakes squeal, I heard an impact, and I heard people screaming.
Pat Hogan went towards the sound and saw an officer down, his partner nearby.
I did see one guy running down Alberta Drive.
This started on Todd Drive in the Ritchie Manor neighborhood. A watch is on the ground near where police say an officer approached a car. The suspect sped off with the officer's arm stuck, dragging him hundreds of feet before the car smashed into a tree, throwing the officer on the ground.
At the same time, while the guy was running, I saw a police car barreling down at a high rate of speed.
Hogan took this picture of medics treating the officer. Police began a manhunt for the suspect, searching by air and using a bloodhound on the ground.
The suspect failed to stop for the officer and endangered the officer and potentially someone else's life. So what is it that you were doing so bad that you, one, had to injure an officer, damage someone's home, and then had the whole neighborhood in fear of what's happening next?
Julia Sims wants the suspect caught.
And it's like making the people afraid to leave their own house. And honestly, other people have to go to work and do other stuff in the morning. It's like, is it safe anymore?
And you can see some of the tracks of the car and where it hit the tree there. Again, the officer's injuries are not life-threatening, thankfully, but he did have to be taken to the hospital. Prince George's County Police are not identifying that officer tonight. They also didn't have a description of the suspect. They're also not saying why the officer initially approached the suspect to begin with before all of this happened. Reporting live in District Heights, I'm Tom Rousey, ABC 7 News.
Okay, thank you, Tom.